There is a lot of information that tells you exactly how much money you should have and what goals you should reach and by what age. But the problem is they don't factor in what happens in real life and especially what happens in this economy. This isn't the 1990s anymore. This isn't the early 2000s. And I'm a financial planner. I can tell you what you actually should be doing according to what I have seen and what people are truly going through. I have the top 5 milestones that at 35 or approaching 35, these are the things you should be doing or have done. So let's go ahead and break it down. Now, there's something special about this list that I'm going to reveal to you near the end. You might pick up on it. If you do, drop it in the comments. All right, the first one here is reevaluate your savings. This is a milestone that you absolutely should be doing. Now, what do I mean by reevaluating your savings? Now, I have been on this train of updating your savings from 3 to 6 months to like 9 to 12, and I am still about that life. But what I mean by that is at 35, what is an emergency for me or how much I should have or need in my emergency savings? It ain't the same as it was at 25. I have a mortgage now. My original rent when I first got out of college was $900. That I wish I had that, but that is not what it is today. I got 2 kids and a wife. The grocery bill back then in 2012, it ain't what it is today. So my expenses, if I took all of that and multiplied it by 6, or what I would, update and recommend, 9 or 12 is going to be severely more, right? Or significantly more is probably a better word than what it would have been back then. So the first milestone is, well, wait a minute. What is my updated emergency savings number? What should it be? Because there are a lot of people that say, hey, look, I hit my 6 months, I hit my 9 months, whatever that number is, and they just leave it alone and never went back to look at it. I mean, a lot of us have seen what prices have gone up to since 2020 alone. That in and of itself should inspire you to go back and look and see how much you should update those. I mean, your energy bills in and of itself, if you still have a gas powered car, I do, you should go back and update it just for that alone. But those are some things where you need to go back, check your expenses and say, look, we need to update this, even if it's just an extra 2 or 3%, just to cover ourselves for whatever time period that you think makes sense. Again, I will go for 9 to 12. I think, over a year is a bit much. The next thing is having a defined plan. The key word is defined plan for your debt and your investments. At this age, right, in this phase of life, your mid-30s, this isn't, I'm just putting 10% into my 401k blindly, or I'm just paying whatever it is they tell me to pay on my 401k, or I'm paying just above the minimum, putting extra $30 on my student loans, whatever it is. At this phase, that's not good enough. And the reason why is because you are getting into a serious zone of, I'm making or getting very close to my peak earning years. And you may have people that you need to take care of, if it's whether it's parents, but especially kids. This is that zone where you need to hone in, lock in, and say, look, I want to hit $2 million in investments. I want to make sure that the student loan debt is paid off and absolutely maximize on the time that you have between now and retirement. If you want to retire by 50, this is that time to lock in and say, look, I need to put in 15%. Here are the investments that I'm doing. I'm trying to pay off the student loan debt by X time. Here is what I'm doing and how. By defining it, it's not just I'm putting $30 here. It's I'm putting this money here. I know when it's going to be paid off and why. There are different strategies to do that. We have covered this on the channel before. Also, when it comes to the defined investment plan, it's a very similar approach. I'm putting in 12% because I know I'm getting a 3% match. That's 15%. That's going to help me to retire by X year. All these things matter. The details absolutely matter. Now, if you need help figuring those things out, because it can be cumbersome depending on how much debt you have and everything in between, hey, I'm here to help. You can schedule a free call with me at buildingbread.com/callkev. I take a look at your investments, your stocks, your 401k, all of that stuff combined to help you reach whatever goal that you are looking to hit. Now, after you have those plans, the next milestone is having established credit. At this phase, you should have a good, solid credit score. I don't see too many reasons as to why you wouldn't. Now, I have argued, and you can check out that video here, that yes, your credit score is the most overrated financial metric, but at this phase, this is usually when you are preparing to buy a home. If you don't have one already, you may be getting your second car. This is that time where you've had enough time to have that first credit card. You should be managing it well enough where you're not paying off any interest, hopefully. If not, you need help paying it down. That's why the first thing was, or the last one rather, was to have a good debt payment plan, right? In either case though, you should rather have a good solid system of a good track record. You know how to check your credit score. You know, you have checked your credit profile. You have a good solid understanding, especially if you started this track record in your 20s. For example, I got my first credit card after college. Hadn't really paid any interest ever. I think it was one time. I paid like $20.15. I called them because I was upset about it and actually got it forgiven. So hey, in either case though, you at this point you should understand the game about how credit scores work, how interest works, and all that type of stuff. If you don't, you definitely need to hit the subscribe button. All y'all need to hit the subscribe button if you haven't, but I can help you to understand that a bit better. But at this phase, you should have a good, solid credit history and credit score. The next one here is having a positive net worth. Now, the only asterisk here is if you went to grad school, especially recently, or if you have a mortgage. Those are the only two exceptions, I'm using exceptions loosely here, that you may not have a positive net worth, at least not yet. Why are these milestones that you should be hitting, or what I would expect you to have at this point? Again, if you're starting your financial journey in your 20s, or even at 18, the minute you get out of high school, at this point, we're talking more than 18 years, definitely more than a decade after. Usually your undergrad student loans are paid off, right? If you're in grad school, that clock can start over. So that's why there's an exception. A mortgage is debt. Right now, if the home appreciates, then technically your net worth should be positive. So I'm allowing some flexibility there, but you may have a car loan, right? Or you may have, again, grad school loans or what have you. But you should have some level of positive net worth at this point, unless, again, grad school can tip you up under that amount. The other piece that I'm factoring in here is that you have been investing and have that investment plan, which was number 2, into this as well, because you would have had at least 10 years of compounded interest, which should have helped you as well. Now, if you don't have that and you're like, hey, I do absolutely feel behind, you already have the link on how to book a call with me, and we can start to figure out exactly what's going on, how we can help, and what levers we can pull to help you get there. Now, notice this entire time I have not put in, you need 3 times your salary. You need to have exactly $100,000. You need to have $1 million at age 35 or anything like that. The truth, I was going to say the honest truth, but it's kind of like the exact same thing. The truth is there are far too many factors to put a hard number on anybody. It's great to have if you were to have 2 or 3 times your salary in whatever account at whatever age. That's a great metric. But if you've been laid off, if you have a lower paying job, or if you switch jobs, or if you have a job that is kind of a temporary thing where it's on and off or very seasonal, that's difficult to do. What I would rather recommend is you going through the process. The process, I would argue, is more important sometimes than the results, because if you are someone who understands monitoring and building credit, if you are someone who understands the process of investment planning and understanding how to pay down debt, you are the same person who knows and understands how to save. You are the same person that understands the importance of investing and compounding to begin with. You see what I mean? You have all the ingredients, and it is rare, though not impossible, that if you have all the right ingredients and you have all the steps, that you don't come up with a good meal. It is rare that when someone has all the steps, all the processes, and all the ingredients, it's rare they don't come out with the dish that they are looking to get. So that is why I'm not saying you need to have exactly that specific number. But these are the milestones that at this age, I think most people, especially the ones that I have met with, usually check off the vast majority of these, with the exception of the net worth one. And it's usually because is grad school, which is fine, right? Because you usually get paid more, and perhaps a mortgage, or they just got a car loan or something like that. But go through these steps. If you don't have it, again, book a call with me, or these are relatively easy to do. You can review your savings right now. You can start to build a plan with your debt. You can start to build a plan with your investments and everything in between, especially if you are subscribing to a channel like this. If you want to learn more about your investing, your savings, and anything else, you can check out these videos right here.